Alright everybody, I was just sitting watching back some of my own old videos and thinking about what little bits and pieces I'd been doing, and I got thinking about modifying my Amok. There's not a lot of videos on YouTube about doing such, so I thought I would make one. Let me unwrap this and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Right, as you can see on this side you've got the suspension that Amok send out with the rig. It's just flat webbing. You've got a carabiner on either end, bit of webbing behind it to protect the tree, and then you've got it all attached with a cinch buckle. There's this little flap of the webbing here that you use to pull to release the pressure out of the cinch buckle. Now on this side, this is what I've replaced it with. I took the flat webbing out. You just wind it all the way out and untuck it out of the gap. You don't need to cut anything to get the strap off, so the strap comes off in one piece, and then you just need to cut that line of stitching there to get this flap off, and you attach your whoopie slings to that bit of the cinch buckle, just like I've got it there. Nice and tight, secure and central, so it's not going to make it, gy. Anyway, I'm going to do the other one. I'll show you how I do it. Just cut these stitches and wrap it round. I'll get that done, and then I'm going to go out in the woods and try it out. So here we have the cinch buckle. I'm just going to loosen it right the way out, and you have the little Velcro piece that you use to keep it all tidied up when you've set your hammock where you want it, and just basically pushing that through and popping it out the other side like that. So I'm not damaging anything, I'm not permanently removing anything, and that's that. And then I'm just going to cut this layer of stitching and put these straps aside in case I ever need to put them back on again. And now I'm just going to take my trusty knife, separate the seam, and just cut those stitches. So as you can see, I'm nearly finished picking these stitches, just got the last couple to go. I'm going to keep these tabs, and just the same as with the straps, if I decide to change back, I'll easily be able to do so. Just sew it back on, sew the little tab back on, job done. So there, that's the little tab saved, and here's the cinch buckle. And just like this side, I'm going to take my whoopie sling, and on the closed end you've got the closed fixed end, and then you've got the adjustable end. I'm going to put it through, and if I can remember how, oh yeah, and then put it through a second time, and then loop the whole body of the whoopie sling through that hole. And if you neaten it all up, it's just a little bit of a fiddle. There, you can see I've got the two whoopie slings attached And to stop that flapping around, I'm just pushing the little rubber drip seal up, just snug, like that. Hello everybody. So I was talking about fitting Whoopie Slings to a Amok, to the Amok Draumr 3.0. You've already seen me rigging it up onto the original Cinch Buckles. So I've come out here into a local piece of woodland and I'm gonna put my Amok up and we'll show you how it's done. So now the first part of the process to hang my hammock is tree straps. These are the tree straps I used for my old hammock. They're just some of the webbing from a DD Frontline hammock. So you go around the tree, it's got a loop on one end, no loop on the other end, and you just pull it around like that. And then I've got two of these toggles that I made. They're just made out of pieces of tent pole. I'll give you a closer look. As you can see, it's just a piece of tent pole filed at the ends to take any rough edges off. And I'm just going to do what's called a Marlin spike hitch. I'll do it like this and then I'll take it off and show you closer up. You go over, over and through like that. So here's that knot again, a bit closer up. Hold your webbing at the bottom, put your hand on the top, bend it upwards to make this teardrop shape, and then fold it over and grab the remainder of the webbing. So hand on top, fold it over, pinch this, then fold this up again, and that's what you should be looking at. That's where you put your toggle, and then you tighten it like that, and that's your Marlin spike hitch. So once you've got both of them set up, put one on that tree and one here on this tree. It's just a case of looping the end of your Whoopie Slings over that knot and setting your height on your hammock. I'll put you back on the tripod and I'll get to it. So I've got my Amok here. Open the bag up, get your first Whoopie Sling out, and you go to the adjustable loop end, which is the end that isn't attached to the hammock, and you just place it on the knot, not the toggle, as a very good hammock friend of mine once taught me. On the knot, not the toggle. I'll come back to that later. So now I've attached that side, I'll just pull my hammock out of the bag and get it attached up to the other side. Set the Whoopie Slings, job done. I'll bring you closer to show you. So here we have it. You've got your tree strap, you've got your toggle, with your Marlin spike hitch knot, and then the Whoopie Sling rests on top of the knot. And that's because you can do this knot with sticks, you can do this with just a stick, and because all of the pressure comes on the top of the knot, when you get in your hammock, all it does is constrict that knot around that stick or the pole that you're using, so it doesn't actually put any bending force, just like constricting force, so it won't snap. But whereas if you were to put it onto the toggle, it would pull the sides of the toggle and bend it if it was metal, or, you know, snap it if it was just a stick. So we continue down the Whoopie Slings in beautiful HD. I love this new phone. This is a little bead that you've got on here to stop the two pieces disappearing, stop this loop being pulled back down through what I call the Chinese finger trap piece. And then there's your drip ring, drip cord, sorry. So any water running down will hit this and run straight off, and any that remains will come down and hit the Amok's original rubber stopper. So you can see there how I've got it around the cinch buckle, and then everything past that's just original Amok equipment. I'm going to go over the ridge line to the other side, same thing. This doesn't have a bead on it anymore, I'm not sure where it went. It's a good, well, I've lost focus, sorry. There we go. There's a good chance that it's actually snapped and disappeared. But yeah, and then up to my other toggle. So yeah, the main reason I've done all this is because the original straps that come with the Amok are quite stretchy. I quite often wake up a good half a foot to a foot lower to the ground than my hammock was when I went to sleep. And Whoopie Slings have no stretch in them at all, like minimal stretch. So I'll be able to put these out and know that my hammock's gonna stay exactly where I've put it. Right, my next test is I'm going to put the mat in there and I'm going to get in it and make sure that it's still nice and stable and it doesn't increase the chance of me tipping backwards out of it or anything like that. I'll bring you back when I've done that. So, here we go folks, moment of truth. I'm going to jump in and I'll tell you how comfy it is. Feels really stable, like really sturdy, and like it's not going anywhere. Whereas before you'd get in it and it would just, especially if the trees were really far apart, you'd get in it and it would just sag down. Transformer hammock. I'm really happy. It's no more unstable. It doesn't feel like it's gonna rock any more than it used to. Really happy. There we go people. Whoopie Sling mod on an Amok Draumr 3.0. I'm very pleased with myself, as you could probably tell. It reduces quite a bit of the pack size, a bit of the weight because you don't have those carabiners in there. In my opinion, it makes it easier to set up because you can determine where you're going to be having your hammock and know that it'll stay there, rather than you've got to think, right, well, I put my hammock here and it'll be a couple of feet lower and then I'll have to tighten it a bit more and keep going. It's no bad thing on Amok equipment for their design. Their design for what it does is really good. I just prefer Whoopie Slings. I've been googling and searching on YouTube for somebody doing this mod and couldn't find one, so I thought I'd just get on with it and do it and make the video.